In this video I want to show you the best beaches to visit in Gran Canaria during your holiday. Because you will find out that not always the best beaches to visit are the most famous names. But instead the kind of beach you want and that you prefer on your holiday. If you want a beach that instantly looks impressive, go to Anfi del Mar. This is the postcard beach. The water is calm, the sand is light, the whole bay looks polished and it feels designed to make a great first impression. The only thing to know here is that the beach can get very busy because it is so popular, so I would advise you to come early in the day and then after lunch maybe move on to the next beach instead. It is not the biggest beach on the island, but it is one of the most visually impressive. And that's exactly why it works so well as a day trip. You can keep it very simple here. Beach, swim, lunch, maybe a drink and then move on. The easy thing here is that you can come here by bus, but it's also easy to come here with the tourist boat that stops in this location. If Anfi del Mar is the postcard beach, Playa de Amadores is the easy crowd pleaser. This is the one for calm water, easy swimming, soft light sands and zero drama. Officially this is about 500 meters long with still water and restaurants and bars right next to the beach. And that is exactly why it works so well for visitors. You don't need to overthink this beach, it's just straightforwardly beautiful. Sit down, get in the water, eat nearby and enjoy the fact that everything is built around a relaxed beach day. Playa de Amadores is one of the safest recommendations if you're trying to advise someone a beach on the island. It is not trying to be wild, hidden or adventurous, it's just very good at being a beautiful holiday beach that is easy to enjoy. If you want one no-risk beach day in Gran Canaria, Playa de Amadores is one of the best calls you can make. Also for children here there's a unique feature, the bouncy water castle or the bouncy obstacle course, what you want to call it. This is great fun for children, especially if you take them for the day ticket, they can be entertained there for the entire day. Many of the beaches included in this list can be visited by tourist boat or by bus, but in general to save you a lot of time it is better to use a rental car. If you are interested in renting a car in Gran Canaria, check my website at checkedholidays.com/cars for a 10% discount code as well as some vital tips to know when renting a car in Gran Canaria. Now, if you want more than just the beach, Puerto de Mogán is one of the best full day outs on the island. The beach itself is compact, sheltered and easy to use, but the bigger reason to come here is the setting. You have the marina, the restaurants, the town and on Fridays the market that turns the whole place into one of the island's busiest and most recognizable day trip spots. Also this beach is easy to reach as it is the last stop in the ferry network going from Arguineguín to Anfi del Mar to Puerto Rico and then to Puerto de Mogán. So this is the beach for people who want a beach day that still feels like they've actually been somewhere as well. Swim, walk the harbor, browse the market if it's Friday, have dinner and suddenly it feels like a whole excursion rather than just sunbathing on the beach. For late afternoon and one of the nicest sunset atmospheres on the island, Meloneras is a brilliant pick. This is not the beach I choose first for a classic full sand and swim day, but it is one of the best beaches to visit if you like combining the sea with a promenade, restaurant, shops and a more polished evening feel. While this beach is not, in my opinion, one of the more pretty or perfect beaches on the island, the shopping center next to it and the amazing sunsets in this area make it definitely worth advising. Because especially on the top of the shopping center there are some great bars and restaurants to enjoy the sunset here after a nice beach day. Especially if you're doing Anfi del Mar in the morning and you have a rental car to come here, then it's great for an afternoon beach and later to enjoy the sunsets here over dinner or a couple of drinks. And now for the beach that everyone likes to photograph, but not everyone fully understands. The Playa de Maspalomas. This is the iconic one. Huge beach, giant dunes, open space, and that unmistakable South Canarian look. It absolutely deserves a visit, but it helps to know what kind of beach it is before you go. This is not a tight little compact bay where everything is right next to each other. It is long, spread out and segmented. Near the lighthouse, in the same area where the bus stops, you get the easiest access to the beach with lots of bars and restaurants also right next to it. Closer to the dunes, it feels wilder, quieter, and there's generally more space there. If you go even further towards the dunes, into the dunes, there is also a nudist section and a quieter nude bathing area. That mix is why Maspalomas is unforgettable for some people and slightly confusing for others. So I would visit it for the scale, the dunes, the atmosphere, not because it is the easiest all-round swim and lunch beach on the island. It is a must-see beach when visiting Gran Canaria, but it is not necessarily the easiest beach. Then on the other side of the island you have another amazing beach that is definitely worth a visit and a lot of people don't get to see. It is the Playa de Las Canteras. This is the beach for people who want to see an amazing beach, but then maybe in the afternoon want to go and explore the culture and everything that Las Palmas has to offer. It is possible to get here by bus, but do know that it can take quite a long time if you're coming from the tourist destinations in the south. Therefore, in general, it is better to arrive here by car instead. Also, if you are arriving here by cruise ship, it is normally one of the easiest beaches to visit as it is only a few blocks away from the cruise terminal. Another great reason to love this beach is the long promenade lined with cafes, bars and restaurants. And that is also what makes it such a good visit. You can go to the beach in the morning, then have a little bit of lunch on the promenade, then head into town for a little bit of culture and sightseeing, and then even in the evening you can have a great dinner here right next to the beach. This is also a great place on the island to try the more authentic seafood and tapas that this area has to offer. While, as I said, it is not for most tourists on the island an easy beach to reach, if you have time and you have a car, it is definitely worth advising. Now for a quieter wildcard, the Playa Besudo, or also called the Playa del Pirata. This is the beach for people who actively want less going on. It is a small beach among cliffs away from the bigger resort feel, and that gives it such a more relaxed hidden atmosphere. But this is where I also need to be a bit careful in how I frame it, because the Playa Besudo is not the easiest all-round beach visit on this list. It is more of a bonus stop for people who want somewhere calmer and more off-radar, especially if they are already exploring the south by car. Especially compared to many other more touristy beaches in this area, it is generally a nice relaxed escape. Especially for people staying in Bahia Feliz or Sant Agustin, it is a nice little adventure that is not too far away. Just know that the beach itself is a little bit of an adventure and that it is not as easy to walk to. It is a little bit walking uphill, downhill, and there are also quite a few stairs to get there. This is also the reason it is so nice and secluded. If you want a similar vibe, but you want it to be a bit more picturesque, I would advise you the Playa del Tauro. This is not so far away from the Playa de Amadores, and you can even walk there from the Playa de Amadores if you want a bit of a change of scenery. The Playa del Tauro is one of the more beautiful and picturesque beaches on the island that not too many people know about. It is especially good if you are already moving around the southwest by car or bus and want a beach that is genuinely relaxing. For a picturesque setting and a beach that is easier to reach than the Playa Besudo, this is a great place, especially for people who are staying near Puerto Rico or Playa del Cura or Playa de Amadores, as it is not so far away from there. For those who love the beach, another area that definitely deserves a mention is the Playa de Las Nieves in Puerto de Las Nieves. Especially if you're taking a day trip on the island, this is a great and unique place to stop. It is totally away from all the tourism and gives you a nice, authentic little fisherman's town where you can have some great tapas and fresh seafood. While the beach here is not really that amazing, it is a great place to do a little bit of snorkeling because the water generally is very clean and clear here, so you can see a lot of sea life. But a little bit further outside of the town, on walking distance, you also have the natural pools, which gives you a truly unique place to swim. So, as you see, it is not only about finding the prettiest beach for your beach day out. It is which beach actually fits the day you want. And that changes it all, because if you want the wow factor, you go to Anfi del Mar. If you want easy and beautiful, you go to Playa de Amadores. If you want beach and town, then Puerto de Mogán is the best choice for you. If you want an evening atmosphere, Meloneras is a great place. If you want the iconic dunes, Maspalomas is where you should go. If you want an excellent beach but also want some Spanish authenticity, some great tapas and some culture and a city to explore, then Playa de Las Canteras in Las Palmas is great for you. And if you want a bit of an adventure and a more quieter and relaxed getaway, then have a look at Tauro or the Besudo beach. If you are planning on visiting multiple beaches or attractions during your holiday, I would definitely advise you to rent a car because the ferries can get expensive and the buses will waste a lot of your time. So if you are planning on renting a car, go to my website checkedholidays.com/cars for the companies I would advise you to use, the one that I also use, and a 10% discount code. This because in car rental a lot of companies make their money in the small print in the contract, or they do a lot of upselling, or they tell you that you need extra insurance and try to sell you that. Just avoid this and go to my website instead.